As Jason Az here.
Hey.
Today we're fixing people with neck pain. So you wake up after you've slept at night, you can't rotate your head either way, you've got pain, and generally a lot of people feel it in through this area here, through the upper traps, but you also might feel it when you rotate your head away. You might also feel it sort of pulling down into that shoulder blade. So I'm going to show you today why that happens. So we've got our fascial arm line. So fascia is like the layer of glad wrap throughout the body that wraps all your muscles together. So it's a connective tissue, and yeah, it's really important for movement, function, performance, and that sort of thing. So it actually connects a lot of muscles together. So this arm line, as you can see, if you come in close here, you can see down the upper traps here, and then runs up into the base of the skull. So a lot of people complain feeling it here and shooting up into their head and their neck, or even causing headaches, and then coming down into that shoulder blade. And if you look down here, we can see, so here's our shoulder blade here, you can see these muscles coming all the way down, even another version over here, we're around the side of the neck. So we're gonna show you how that actually relates to treatment. Here's another version of it there, so the upper trap coming up into that base of the skull. So we'll get rid of the book and we'll show you what we do with it. So we get a bit of wax on our knuckles. We're going to start with the person seated. So I like to do a bit of dynamic or active release to start with, just because it's in the position that a lot of people feel it when they come into the clinic. So they generally come in and they're presenting whether they've been driving the car, they can't really do a head check or rotate their neck, or yeah, they're feeling it sitting at the desk or whatever they're doing throughout the day. So this is sort of allowing it to be in that posture where they'll most likely feel that pain. Where when they lie down, sometimes with the arm position, when they're lying on the table, it can sort of hide that spot, and it's a bit harder to find it. So start off with a bit dynamic and a bit of seated work, just so we can really pinpoint that spot. And so what brought this on was I was actually at footy training last night, and one of the other players had a sore neck, and we were just finishing up the session, and he kept moving his head around, and he knew I was a practitioner, and he sort of was hinting at it, but he didn't want to ask me. I said, just sit down, I'll treat you for 10 minutes. And yeah, I just got down and started doing this stuff straight away. And we started through this upper trap and left scap stuff, and he said that's sort of where he was feeling it. But using my knowledge of what generally happens with that is I started to trace my way down. So I started up here at that upper trap lev scap attachment, and I'm tracing down the medial border of the shoulder blade here. So I'm on the border of that shoulder blade or that scapula, and as I came down, working down, I got to this midpoint about here, which is where your rhomboid muscle is. And because of that fascial line running down that medial aspect of the scap, yeah, I knew that there was generally a block in there for a lot of people, and I got there and you could just feel this ball of tissue where that was bound and tight and sore. And straight away when I hit it, it shot pain up into his head and above over his ear. And that was the exact pain that he was getting. So I just sat on it and held it for a little bit. I got him to slowly move his head and neck around. And yeah, he felt relief pretty much instantly. So I thought I'd come in and show you guys what we do and how we fix that sort of presentation. So yeah, we didn't have a table. I didn't have any treatment wax. I didn't have anything because I was there to train myself. So I just had to improvise and, yeah, do what I do. So then we can do a line back up into the upper trap. So we're sinking down, pinning it, so pushing down, and then we're going to clear it away. So we want to try and encourage those tissues to spread away, clear it out from where it's stuck. How's it feeling to you there, Aaron?
Yeah, good. Really
Yeah.
Needed.
Yeah, and I was actually saying to Aaron today, I was like, I want to do this treatment on you, not necessarily because he's got that sort of pain, but I actually haven't treated Aaron on a YouTube video for months. He's treated me a few times, but I haven't returned the favour. We've done treatment off camera, but yeah, I thought we'd join up again, but I'd give him a treatment for once.
Looking after me.
So yeah, after I do a few knuckle strokes, I generally get the thumbs in there because, yeah, we can just pinpoint and really target those spots where we feel it. And then we can slowly get Aaron to start to rotate your head left and right. So this just helps us get those muscles moving, and I can feel where, like there, that's where the tight spot is. Pin it, hold it. He goes to the range where he can get to, and then slowly starts to move through that range. And that just helps to get that muscle moving and flossing under my pressure, where I don't actually have to move and cross over that ball. I can just pin that ball of tension, wait for it to soften, and then I can start to move. And yeah, if you're a practitioner, you can actually get someone who's had this chronic neck pain or pain that they've had when they've woken up, been there for a couple of days or might have even been weeks. You can fix it in 10 minutes of just active dynamic treatment release, or if not fix it, relieve a hell of a lot of that tension and then get them on the table. And in that first 10 minutes of the treatment, you've already blown them away. So, yeah, definitely get into the seated work. But, yeah, definitely look up your anatomy. And anatomy trains, fascial lines is such an important thing. And it's a big part of, I guess, my treatment process and how I approach treating pain. And, yeah, if it's not necessarily treating the spot, I'll look at those charts and what other muscles and fascial slings can have an impact on that area. Yeah, and that's that nugget if you come back around, Leo. We're back into that rhomboid section. And you can just feel a little ball there on Aaron. And yeah, normally it's quite pronounced if you do have that person that's got that real tight pain there. And again, just getting them to do these little subtle movements of the head and neck just helps to break that tissue up and get things moving, get it flowing again. Because it's a pretty nasty spot. Is it pretty intense there for you, Aaron? Yeah.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Really good. Painful, but it's, perfect. It's nice to be able to move my head and I can feel it flossing underneath your pressure.
Yeah, and you can always feel it coming up into the base of the skull.
Oh.
And we just rotate all the way down there.
Oh.
Then we might just get him to do a little bit of a retest, see how it's feeling. He might say, yeah, I still feel it a little bit in a certain spot. Now we'll get him face down and we'll just go through a little bit of a treatment on the table as well.
Oh.
So we might have knocked most of that tension out now. Now we can get in and use a bit more of the elbow or thumb and just let those tissues relax a bit more now.
Oh.
So yeah, this is a bit of a sped up version, but in some cases it can be that quick that you get the work done and get them down on the table.
Oh.
This is a bit of a broad one again, so more of an exploring stroke. Because we don't want to go straight from that to really aggressively getting into it straight away. Just give them a nice, easy one to, reintroduce myself again. Get a feel for what's going on. Can angle out that way, or I can pull back and angle a bit more in.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm using my pisiform, which is the outside of my palm here, tracing down that medial border. Can do these little jostles, almost like a little mobilization. And yeah, I'm leaning over. So if you're a practitioner, lean over, use your body weight rather than having to push through your arm. So yeah, make sure the table's a bit lower, and that way you can drop your weight into it. And nice and slow when you're traversing across this rhomboid, as we're doing almost a cross fiber friction when we go across the rhomboids here. You want to go really slow, because if people do have that big ball of tension there, you can flick over it, and that can be quite painful. So you want to make sure you're going really slow, connecting with it. And it's like crossing a speed bump. You can't fly over it at 60 k's an hour. You've got to slow down and go over it with care. Otherwise you're going to ruin your car. So it's the same thing. You're going to inflict more pain on that person. So you want to make sure that you slowly go over it there. And then we'll get the bigger tool in there. Get an elbow.
Bloody hell.
So that levator scapula, at that superior angle of the scap, sink in, get a bit of traction so you can see, pick up the slack.
Oh. Oh. Good areas.
Yep. How are you feeling? You getting any referral or just localised?
No, this feels good.
Always feels good to get this area released.
It does.
Don't realise how much tension you hold in there.
Oh.
Stress is a big thing that a lot of people get up in their neck and shoulders. So, getting maintenance massage and this type of treatment once a month, once every how often you want is really good for you.
Oh, shit, ducky.
And it's a lot less painful if you're getting maintenance work than you're waiting until it actually needs proper fixing. So.
Oh. Oh,
Got a bit of curry in there, Az?
Yeah, man. Oh.
And tracing down that same line that we went down with the start.
Oh, it's banging me.
Shoulder or up the neck?
No, just on the spot.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. We just rolled over. Then we'll come back around. We'll go up the upper trap and up into the side of the neck. No, maybe stay where you were, Leo. This way you can trace what we're doing here. Bit of a point of view.
Oh.
So that upper trap, right out at the collarbone there.
Oh, that's
AC joint.
spicy. Oh my golly gosh.
It's pretty brutal through here. This is where you can feel that ball again. Generally about there is pretty nasty on a lot of people. And just hold it. Don't roll over it again. Don't fly over it. Nice and slow. Wait for it to soften. And I can maneuver my body. Keep the same pressure. So I haven't eased up there. I haven't lifted off. Keep that same pressure. We'll get you to put your head back straight there, Az, and we'll... No, that's good. And we'll go up the side of the neck.
Sheesh.
So I'm moving around.
Sheesh.
I can even, so as I'm maintaining pressure, I'm going to start to get a bit of a counter force pulling the other way. So this, not deep here, but there's just tractioning that fascial system again, creating a bit of tension there. And just cleaning that whole line out. Go up to the base of the skull, up into those suboccipitals. And then once we're at the base of the skull, maybe come around the top here again, Leo, so we can show where we are. So Aaron's spine is here, so we're right in that corner. So suboccipitals, base of the skull, spine, bang, up in there. Angling as if my pressure is coming out about here. All right. You can adjust where you're angling, but yeah, that's generally a good spot to start with. And then I can either angle down that way, or I can start to work my way out. And it's as we get out towards this mastoid process just behind the ear, generally there's a lot of pain out there and can refer up into the head. Pretty sure that's right, mastoid out there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes. Anatomy's on, Ninja.
Got it.
It's only taken me 10 years. No. It's more important to know what you're doing,
Oh.
how you can fix it.
Oh.
And we'll trace back down. So once we've got out to the side, we're going back down that line that we came up.
Oh.
Oh, there's some nasty ones in there. So pushing into the
nuggets.
side, getting into those transverse
Oh.
processes, which is pretty brutal. And then let's sink out of there.
Oh.
Yeah, so there it is. There's a quick demonstration. If you've woken up, you've got a painful neck, you can't rotate your head, you're struggling to look left and right, you will feel a bit out of it after this session. A lot of people get up and they almost feel like they've
Now, it's
had
so
a couple
good
of drinks or they're a bit tired, but yeah, it'll do you a world of good. So yeah, if you're someone that's got pain or you're a practitioner and want to know how to treat this stuff, yeah, comment, get in touch with us, we can sort you out. Thank you.
Thanks, Jace. Bye.